Okay, they're sanded, they're fairly smooth. I don't want to go too far with it because I've got another operation that I want to do. A lot of people have a problem with butt joints, think they're too weak. I tend to agree on heavy wear things like this. They probably are a little bit weak, although I've made these kind of trays before and had them stand up very well with just butt joints, glued and nailed. In this case, I've got a little jig here that I wanted to demonstrate, and it reinforces the butt joint, and I'll show you how that works now. Okay, the jig is just a piece of 1/4-inch plywood that I've cut 2 shapes out of, and the way it works is you clamp it onto the edge, line up these marks in here with the outside edge, and then you would use a router equipped with a collar and a router bit and route out that recess. Then you would use the same jig, except this side over here, to cut the part that fits in here. Very similar to the way an inlay set works. First thing I'm going to do is put the tray in my vise to hold it in place. So it doesn't move around. Then I'm going to line up the jig and clamp that in place. This has to be pretty tight so it doesn't move. Then this is to take the router and start routing it out. And that's what the recess looks like. It's a good idea to clamp a waste block on the front here so you don't get any blowout, to keep this a nice clean cut. To give it a bit of a contrasting color, I've got a piece of walnut in here, and I've got my jig set up on that to cut the plug, I guess you could call it, to fit in the recess. Now, to cut this is very important to keep the collar up tight against the outside of this cutout on the jig and not move in towards the middle. You'll ruin your plug. Now, to cut the plug out of the larger piece of wood, I've got my table saw set up to cut just on the other side of this, and that should release it. Then it's just to pop it out of there, and I can put it in. I've trimmed off the sprue with a sharp knife, and let's see how it fits. Pretty good. So then it's just to take some glue and glue it in place. The dovetail shape will clamp it in tight enough that you won't need to do any clamping, separate clamping with it. And then after the glue is dried, trim it flush and sand it smooth. I didn't mention before that it's a dovetail shape. Everybody loves dovetails. So that's all there is to it. I'll go over the details on how to make this jig and provide a template for these shapes in a future video. Thanks for watching.
Everybody's singing these stupid songs, and who wants to hear them